Hi learners, well welcome to Learning O'Clock. So we are here to solve, okay? So we want to solve the 27 sum problem here, mathematical problem. So this is the problem, so let's get to it. So calculate the circumference of a circle whose diameter is 42 centimeter. Calculate the circumference of a circle whose diameter is 42 centimeter. So we need to interpret this problem correctly, right? Okay, so let's identify some words there. So you have circumference. So we are asked to calculate the circumference of a circle. Okay, so we have this diagram here, a circle, right? Okay, so we're asked to find the circumference. Okay, another word, diameter of a circle, circumference of a circle whose diameter, right, whose diameter is 42 centimeter. So circumference and diameter. Okay, so the next thing we need to identify with is also pi, right? So this is a symbol, it represents pi. So okay, so some question will be, oh, what's the pi? Okay, so pi is equal to 22. Pi is equal to 22 over 7. So this is actually a constant in anything circular. So anything circular, you will always find pi in it. It was discovered that this value is always in anything circular, okay, or has a touch of circle, right? So let's say circular, no matter how big that is, it is always a constant. Constant means it's always there, always, you always need it. So that's for pi, right? Okay, so the next thing we'll do is to identify the formula. So for us to be able to solve this, so if you remember some videos, maybe 2 or 3 videos back, okay, so we applied the formula of area of a rectangle, right? And that's one of the very easy peasy formula. So but let's look at this, because we are asked to find the circumference. So there's a formula to use, and you apply that formula to use it to find the circumference of a circle. So let's get with that first. Okay, so the circumference of the circle will be circumference. The circumference of the circle is equal to 2 pi r. Okay, the circumference of the circle is equal to 2 pi r. So it's equal to 2 pi r. Okay, in some cases, right? In some cases, the circumference of a circle, the circumference of a circle could be pi d. And if we want to really expand this simply means, okay, let me get this by this side. Okay, get this by this side. So this simply means 2 times pi times r. This simply means pi times d. Okay? Yeah. So if you want to find the circumference, then another information. Circumference, what it is the distance round a circle. Let's say someone starts here, a car. Let's say a car starts from this point, right? And that car is to move around this circular field. Okay, should cover it. This should be very large, coverage, right? So it starts from here. Let's say it starts here, okay, by the side of the circular field, and moves like just right on this, on it, maintains. Stop. What has it just done? It has circumferenced. It has gone around. So it started from here and it just moved like that all around. That's the circumference of a circle. So another thing is the circumference of a circle, the same thing as distance round, okay, round the circle, or the perimeter. Okay, so if you are asked to find the circumference or the distance round the circle or the perimeter of the circle, it's same question. It's synonymous. Okay, that's our English language. So it's synonymous, same thing. Okay, so you don't need to get bothered like, oh, what's the question? No, no, no. So it's same thing. Circumference of a circle, distance round the circle, or perimeter of the circle. And like I also said, make sure you commit a lot of your formulas into your knowledge bank, your formula bank. You have a lot. You keep practicing, you put on the flashcards, you write it over and over. Before you know it, you have it all stored there as much as possible. So circumference of a circle is 2 pi r or pi d. Whichever of this formula, right? Any of this formula will be able to solve this question. Okay, so now that being said, it's time to apply this formula. So let's look at the values that is given to us. So we have pi is a constant, like we said. Pi is 22/7. Okay, so but the radius, so the next thing is the diameter. So I'm using a straw here. I want to identify the diameter of this circle. Okay, we'll be doing a bit of detailed talk about the circle, okay, today. But going forward, we're going to just go right in, okay, just to build on this. Okay, so this is a straw. So a line that cuts a circle into two equal. So a line that cuts a circle, so I'm using this, I hope you can see this. So a line that cuts a circle into two equal parts, right? So this line that cuts a circle into two equal parts, this line is called a diameter. Okay? So that's, let me represent with this line. A line that cuts a circle into two equal parts, right? So that's the diameter. Okay, yeah, so that's the diameter of the circle, and the diameter of the circle is 42 centimeter. Okay, so that means this is from this now, this is 42. Then but for a radius is simply dividing the diameter to two equal parts. So that's the radius. Okay, so whichever formula you want to use or you want to use to solve this problem, you can choose, but just make sure you get the right value for each of the parts of the circle. So we have, this is the diameter. Anyways, this diameter and added information, this becomes a semicircle. This becomes a semicircle, right? Semicircle. So a diameter cuts a circle to two equal parts, right? Semicircle. Okay, so back into this, radius is equal to, what do you think? 42 divided by 2. So that's equal to 21 centimeters. So that's the radius. So I could use, okay, so this is my diameter, right? So once I cut the diameter into two, boom, this becomes the radius. So half of a diameter is radius. So, and this radius, right? So the diameter is actually at the center. It must get is at the center. But for a radius can be a line drawn from the center to any part. It could be from here to here. That's the radius. Here to here. That's a radius. Here to here. It's still a radius. From the center to any part of the circumference of the circle, it's still a radius. this is still radius. So there you go. That's for radius and diameter. So the formula, let's use, which would you prefer? Let's get to this straight. So pi times a d, right? Okay. So pi is a constant, 22 over 7, times diameter 42. We can make this over 1, right? So now this is application of the knowledge of fraction, multiplication of fractions. So we just look at this. Numerator and denominator. I'm seeing a common factor here. Numerator. When I say common factor, we can check in the formal videos and you will see common factors, right? Okay, so what number can divide this and this? 7. So 7 divided by 7, 1. Can divide it exactly. So 42 divided by 7, this is, what do you think? Okay, so that's 6, right? So there we have that. That's 22 times 6, okay? So 22 multiplied by 6. So we do this 22 times 6. 6 times 2, 12, 2, 1. 6 times 2, 12 again, then 132. So we have 132. 1 times 1, it's 1. And anything divided by 1 is that 132 centimeter. Okay, so that is the circumference of this circle that has a diameter of 42 centimeter. Okay, so now the next thing I want to get you to try. So try this formula. Okay, you can try this formula and drop your answer in the comment section, right? Okay, so try this one. 2 times pi times radius. So we identify the radius, apply it, solve it, and you can drop your answer or comment your answer in the comment section. Okay, so hey, that's it for problem 27. So see you in 28. Bye.